Hello everyone. Let's take a look at our next problem. Okay, this is a problem which gives us the task of taking a straightforward derivative of some complicated function. So the expression we have here is sine of x, and we want to take a derivative of this with respect to x. So the first thing that comes into my mind is, of course, the chain rule, as well as knowing the derivatives of standard trigonometric functions. Now, of course, it's not just a very straightforward application of the chain rule because we have the sine function embedded within itself multiple times, not just once. So rather than sort of juggling out multiple uses of the chain rule in my head, I'm going to simplify things a little bit here, or at least I'm going to introduce sort of like an intermediate step so that I can, I'm only ever going to apply the most direct version of the chain rule where I have the composition of two functions, not the composition of three. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write this as y is equal to sine of f of x, where f of x is equal to sine of x. Now, this expression here is in the form where I can apply the standard version of the chain rule. I'll need to know how to take the derivative of sine, which I can do, and I'll need to know how to take the derivative of f, which I don't yet know how to do. But in order to find the derivative of f, I'm going to look over here, and to find the derivative of f, again, I'm just going to apply the chain rule to this composition of two functions, sine of x. Okay, so y prime is going to be equal to cosine of fx times f prime of x. That's just the straightforward chain rule. Any kind of standard reference on calculus will have something like this. Now, in order to compute f prime of x, which is something I need for this final answer here, I'm just going to apply the chain rule to this composition of functions sine of x. So f prime of x is going to be equal to cos of sine x multiplied by the derivative of the inner sine x, which is cos of x. All right. And now, to finalize everything here, I'm going to group all these things together. So I'm going to substitute in what f of x is. I've defined f of x as this sine of x. And then I need to multiply by f prime of x, which we've computed up here. And we have then cos of sine x times cos x. So that's the answer. This is the derivative of the original expression we started with. I didn't anywhere use any kind of triple version of the chain rule, but if you look at this and kind of group these terms in your head, as three terms like this, you can probably write down a general version of the chain rule when you don't have a composition of two functions, but when you have a composition of multiple functions. And you could have just done a direct substitution there. But I didn't want to do that. I thought it'd be a little bit easier to just take this little intermediate step by introducing f, and then just applying the chain rule as we all know it, but applying it in two parts, applying it in going from here to here, and applying it in going from here to here. Nice, simple problem.